Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zahid Farooq. I'm the Associate Director for Digital Transformation at Red Sea Global. So today, I will want to talk to you about the breakthrough from the bottleneck to breakthrough. If you look at the image in the screen, there is one old rusty pipe, all clogged, slow, and it's on the other side, on the right side, there is a light, there is it has a limitless digital streams, and we have this ambition, we call it Ferrari ambition, where we want to drive fast, we want to implement the AI, we want to implement latest and greatest technology, but we are trying to drive that Ferrari on a road that was built years ago. That does not support that. So today I'm presenting the case for modernizing our legacy systems. This is not about upgrading the softwares. It's about moving from bottleneck to breakthrough that unleash our potential. So there is a dangerous misconception about the applications. If the application works, it means it's working, we are fine. But it has a functional interface, it looks modern sometimes, it is working, it's getting the job done. But if you look at the history, if it's look at the image on the screen, it's like iceberg. On the top, everything looks as working, but under the water, beneath the water, there is a mass of old legacy code where all of patchworks, all the security vulnerabilities, there are data silos, there are different systems that don't talk to each other. So all this hidden mess, we call it technical debt, actually. So historically, if we look at this, these were great systems. They built the companies, they were assets, but now they have turned into liabilities. So these anchors in the image, they are basically holding us back to move forward. They are preventing the growth. So if you look at this screen, on the left side, there is, now we compare the two systems. So if, let's say, your marketing comes to you and they want a new feature, they want to introduce it yesterday, basically, they are in a hurry to introduce. But if in monolithic legacy environment, you have a code that was built and you have to go through a spaghetti code that was developed over the years. And if you want to deploy the new feature, you have to go through all these steps. It might take like 24 weeks for you to deploy. Before you do the D2P and deploy to production, it might take weeks. On the other side, if you're running a microservices cloud platform with CI/CD pipelines, you can deploy the same feature within a week. You can go through all the sessions, you can deploy it within weeks. So this gap is basically almost 23 weeks gap. That's the time is basically the digital currency, basically. So this is your agility gap. So where the money is going, if we look at the screen there, so look at the financials, the research shows that the traditional legacy IT department, the 70 to 85% of the money goes in the standing still, like on the maintenance, keeping the lights on, and keeping maintenance, patching, firefighting, so to fix the legacy code. And then this merely 25% of the budget goes in the innovation and the new technology. So how we can compete with the digital natives if we are spending most of our revenue resources just to stand still, not moving forward? So this is basically innovation tax we are paying for not modernizing our systems. So there is another issue with the legacy systems, because the technology does not run itself. So the people will run the technology. So if we have the legacy systems, their talent that was hired 20 years back, they have the know-how of the systems, and with their aging, their departure, the knowledge will also departure. And it's really hard to hire someone with the old knowledge, with the COBOL and some other old language to fix your legacy code. So if you look at the right, the next generation of developers, the technology peoples, they are coming from the universities. They want to build the future. They don't want to fix the old code. So what they are doing, they want to work on the cloud platforms and the microservices. They want to advance knowledge. So if we don't modernize our legacy systems, basically what we are going to do is we're going to face the reality that we cannot simply hire the talent that will maintain these systems, legacy systems. Even it's hard to stay still. So until now, I have looked at the legacy system as a burden, but they were basically an asset at the time. It's a tax, it's a risk, it's a bottleneck. So I want to flip the script now. So I want to discuss the revenue, scalability, and the data utilization. How we can convert this old legacy system into modernization as a driver, or as a, so instead of looking at the IT as a cost center, we need to convert it into as a revenue generator, as viewing as modernization as a strategic value driver. So when we modernize, we'll unlock massive opportunities. So in the first screen, we shift from cost center. So how we can do that? By wrapping up the old legacy core applications into APIs and integrate with fintech, with other partners to generate the revenue. And most of the time, like Oracle, we normally pay for the APIs. Like how many messages we utilize, we pay for those messages. So all the integrations, we can, instead of like the locally hosted application, the cloud application offers all these features. And the scalability. So we should move from CapEx. If we think there is a massive sale is coming up and we have to procure 50 servers to cope with the traffic spike. So instead of that, what we can do, in this cloud solution, they are elastic. They can scale up with the traffic spike. They scale back down when there is no traffic. So from CapEx to OpEx. And then the third and most important one is data utilization. Currently, if the legacy system, the data stays in silos, some in one system, the other one in the old system, spreadsheets. So from there, we need to move it to modernize these systems so data is not silos. If we want to run the AI models, if we want to do the machine learning, predictive analysis, we need to modernize and centralize the data. So this is how we can turn the legacy liability into modern competitive advantage. Now, so we have discussed the anchors that are holding us back in the picture before, slide before, but there is massive opportunity waiting for us. The reality is we cannot rewrite everything. If you have 20 applications, 100 applications, we cannot convert all the application into modernize we cannot rewrite everything. So this brings us to this critical phase, how we can strategize, build a strategy and prioritize these applications. So there are rules, 6 R's of modernization. So let's discuss these 6 R's of modernizations. This is basically a strategy how we can implement, categorize each application in the organization in one of these categories. So first one is retain, do nothing. If this application is working, it's on-premise, it's a small application, leave it as it is, and there is a low impact of that. Like if the bank has a 30-year-old application and they are running on mainframe and it's too expensive to move to cloud, or there is a data governance issues, cybersecurity issues, so let's keep it as it is, as a retain. The second one is a retire. So in some of the organization, we saw like multiple applications are being used for the same purpose. So if some of the old applications, sometimes we find out, okay, this is not being used for a few years. So such application should be retired. Like if you are running 3 project management solutions, like we have Trello, we have Jira, we have Asana, all these So just consolidate and decommission the rest. And then the next one is rehost. It's also called lift and shift. If you are hosting, you have applications, you have databases, multiple databases you are managing, and you have database administrators on site. So instead of hosting locally, just host it with the cloud like Microsoft Azure, AWS, and connect your application to that and to reduce the burden on the IT. And the third one is replicate, re-platform. So re-platform is basically you have one minor application you are just running on your local servers. You create and convert it into the VM and host it on the cloud. That's basically re-platform. And then refactor. If you can do, like if there is a one heavy application and you want this old code, you rewrite this one and this convert it to microservice to expand it. And this is basically high effort because you need to rewrite everything and then move it to cloud and modernize this the architecture framework, underlying framework. So this is, at the end, it's also benefits a lot. It's a maximum agility you can get from this one. And the repurpose, basically, if you have one CRM application that's hosted locally, you can move to subscription-based SaaS solutions like Salesforce, Workday. So these are different 6 arts of modernization. And related to these one also, the fundamental trade-off in the cloud modernization is more you change the application, more value you get. But the harder and more expensive it is to do so. So in the retain, low effort, low value. So, and then the rehost, low effort, moderate value. Basically, you get moderate value. Replatform, you get medium effort, high efficiency. Basically, you are converting into this time you spend is tweaking the app is not that much, plus the effort, the value you get is high efficient. Refactor is high effort, high maximum value. So in the modernization journey, one size does not fit all. So there can be, a healthy enterprise portfolio uses a mix of 6 strategies we mentioned in the R. So it's like simple one is rehosting allows for quick wins. If you have an on-prem application, you move it to cloud. It's a simple quick win. And it's basically your local data center exit strategy. While refactoring should be reserved for high-value strategic assets. If you are refactoring any application, it is for high-value strategic effort. And retire aggressively. If you don't pay cloud costs for the application that provide no business value. So if you are hosting any application on cloud and if there is no business value, better retire that. So migration is basically beginning. It's continue review and replatform, so or refactor after moving to cloud. So where to start? If you have like the applications where we can start, this is the matrix. So you choose like one is a critical path. If it's a high value business value, high technical depth, start with that application first. Strategic investment, like if you have high value plus low depth, optimize for growth. So you can optimize that one for growth. And at Red Sea, we had one application, Oracle Economics. This is a standalone application, and we had to, because as we manage a lot of projects, we started with the Red Sea only, then we had the Amala, now we have some part of Neom, and then Alula. So it was initially, strategically, it was chosen because it's a cloud platform that can scale with the growth of the company. So on top of that, we added P6 integration with the SAP integration, all the financial data and for all the documentations. So Oracle Economics remains our common data environment where it hosts all the approved documents. It's a single source of truth for the organization. But on the top, we were able to, because it offers the API integration cloud, all these modern features, we were able to do data model, we were able to build integration with other platforms like BIM for design review, and then on top, we are able to develop the chatbots, AI-based chatbots, where user can query the data from the connects data, and it serves like for the central point for all the organization. And at expense, we never, it offers almost 99% of uptime without, any resources required on site or, so it's like what is the outcome? It's faster releases. The legacy code, you spend a lot of time in going through the code, release time is much longer, and almost 30% cost reduction by moving to cloud and moving to OpEx, and the uptime you get 99%. Next step, how you can proceed. So basically, always audit your applications, how many applications you have, audit those applications, which one you can modernize, which one you can, if you cannot audit and you cannot measure, then how you cannot modernize. First thing is you need to measure how many applications you have and how to modernize these. And then identify the bottlenecks. How many application or systems, at least 3 systems identify that these are the bottlenecks that are preventing us to grow in the growth, and then build a cross-functional roadmap. You need to, in this modernization journey, you need to build a steering committee where you have all the stakeholders, like your marketing, finance, all these stakeholders, and find out their requirements. If they want to release something in Q4, you should be ready, put it in your strategy, and take the buyout for that. Thank you. Thanks.